Howdy wellness friends, AJ Webb, your SLV Health Wellness Coordinator, and if you're watching this video you may be having some trouble getting your file into the attestation so you can get your points in Virgin Pulse. And I'm going to show you a few different things that should help you get this done, okay? I'm going to go through how to go and do this via hard copy, and I'm also going to show you how to save your information, so maybe it's from the patient portal so you can access it and get this attestation complete. Now, maybe you went through the process that I showed in the last video and you got something that looked like this. Something went wrong. Make sure you fill out everything, right? And there's a couple things that could be going on, and probably has to do with the file size. So right under here, what it lets you know is that 1.9 megabytes or 1.91 megabytes is the maximum accepted size for the file, and these are the file types, okay? And so some of that stuff looks like gibberish to me. We're going to get you in a position so that you can have the file parameters so that you can make your upload. Now, there's a few different places you can start from your upload, right? One of them is you have a hard copy. If you have a hard copy of something, like I do here with my biometrics, this could be a note that says you did your annual wellness exam, your dental exam, whatever it is. I would encourage scanning it in and having it emailed, okay? Now, maybe you're not super techie proficient with that. That's okay. Maybe there's someone in your department that can help you, okay? You're going to want to get that sent to your work email. There's a lot of other ways you do it, but I would encourage sending it to your work email. Have someone help you and scan it. So far, I found that that is going to make it so it's a proper file size. Now, you don't have access to a scanner, or you don't want to ask someone to help you out, not a problem. If you have a smartphone, you can use this. But here's the caveat that I didn't know when I gave my first recommendation, I just take a picture and put it up there, is you have to pay attention to that file size. Now, in my particular device, I have the option when I'm emailing a photo to shrink it. All right, I got actual size, which would have been 2 megabytes. That is too big, so I chose small, and that's going to work for my purposes. And then I send that to my email right here, and as it comes to me in my email, I see it's a JPEG. Okay, that's good because that is an accepted file type, and that it is of proper size. So you can kind of hover that and it'll give you some information there. Now, let's imagine that you don't have the ability like I do to shrink that file. Here's something that you could do. You got that picture, you're looking at it on your phone. What you could do is take a screenshot. Okay, and a screenshot off my iPhone is home plus power. You may have to Google with your particular device how to do a screenshot, and there's no guarantee it's going to make it in the right file size anyway, but that is one thing you could do. If you got that picture, you could take a screenshot and then email it to yourself, and maybe it shrinks the file down for you. Okay, now once you're able to do that, you can check this image out. Okay, it's upside down, but that's going to be okay. And I've opened it. I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to save that image to a place where I know I can go and find it. So I got a special folder in my desktop that is named, on my documents, named AJ, and that's where I want to save my biometric results or sheet. Now that should put me in a position to where I have a properly sized file. I could go back into Virgin Pulse, and then I'd be able to, bam, load it up and get the green light that I got my points, check for my points like I showed you in the last video. Now let's imagine you're working off of the patient portal here, okay? If you're working off of the patient portal, you can still use the snipper or some other screen capture type tool to get your information. So in this case, let's imagine I'm trying to submit this SLV biometrics, this wellness screening here, and I want to document that for my annual wellness exam. Okay, so if you're using a PC, you can go on down to the bottom left corner and you can search around until you find the snipping tool. And the snipping tool is awesome. It'll let you select a portion of your screen, and then you can save that little snip that you just made. Okay, I'm using a Mac, so it's called a grabber, but it's basically the same idea. I have access to something that can take a screenshot. So for me, I would say, okay, I want to get this information in there, and I'm going to, bam, I'm going to select it, and then I got that. It pops up down here for me. It would pop up a little bit differently if you're using the snipper. In this case, I'm going to click done. And now I've saved something that is a proper file size where I can get access to it. Then, oopsie, then I can get myself back into Virgin Pulse, and hopefully I have a sized file that is going to work proper for me, that as I attach it, pinky swear, and load it up, confirm that I'm sure, I get that green light. I can go check my points. So if you get stuck with this, I'm happy to help you. ajweb@slvrmc.org. Hopefully, if you got a hard copy, you're able to scan it. You're able to take a picture, size it proper, and send it in. Or possibly, if you have to access it via the interwebs, you're able to make a snip, save that file, and that way you can get your stuff into Virgin Pulse, get your points for taking care of yourself. And if you get stuck, I'm happy to help you. I hope this was helpful. Have a super